Welcome to Mitchell Maths. In this video we're going to have a look at angles in polygons. We're going to go through a few more simple questions and then go through a few complex questions later on. The first question is calculate the size of an interior angle on a regular hexagon. Right, so what an interior angle means is it means the angles on the inside of the shape. So the interior angles are these angles here. And when it says a regular hexagon, what regular means is that all sides are the same length. And if all sides are the same length, that also means that all the angles are the same length too. There's a rule to find the sum of all the interior angles in a polygon. And that's, if you've got the number of sides, you can do that take away 2 times 180. So that'll be, because we know a hexagon has 6 sides, we can do 6 take away 2 times 180, which will equal 720. And the reason it's 4 times 180, because 6 take away 2 is 4, 4 times 180 is because you can split, you can see this because you can split a hexagon into 4 triangles. And we know the angles in a triangle, so we've got 4 triangles there. We know the angles in a triangle add up to 180, so 4 times 180 is 720. So you can work it out by how many triangles can you split the shape into, or the number of sides, take away 2 times 180, because of course if it was like, say, 20, if they gave you a worded question with 20-sided shape, you're not going to draw out the shape and see how many triangles you can split it into. So number of sides, take away 2 times 180. And once we've got what the interior angles add up to, we can divide that by the number of interior angles to find out what each angle is equal to. 720 divided by 6 is 120 degrees. In this question, we're trying to work out what the exterior angles are. So we looked at the interior angles which were on the inside of the shape. The exterior angles are on the outside of the shape. So for example, if we were to continue this side here and we continue this line down, the exterior angle is the one on the outside of the shape. And the important thing about exterior angles is that all the exterior angles in a polygon add up to 360. Again, it's told us it's a regular octagon, so being a regular shape, that means all the sides and all the exterior angles are going to be the same, and all the interior angles also. And because we know the exterior angles add up to 360, we can do 360 divided by 8, and that gives us 45 degrees. So now we've looked at interior angles and exterior angles. A regular octagon is shown in a figure below. Find the size of angle X. Again, because we've said it's regular, we know that these two sides are going to be the same length, so we're dealing with an isosceles triangle. And if we can work out this angle here, we'll be able to find out what angle X is. And that's one of the interior angles here. So what we need to do is we need to do the number of sides, take away 2 times 180, which is 1080 degrees. And then we divide the total sum of the interior angles by the number of angles, which is 8, because it's an octagon, 8-sided shape. And that's equal to 135 degrees. So we know this angle here is 135 degrees. We know that angles in a triangle add up to 180, so we'll do 180 take away 135, which gives us 45 degrees. And because this is an isosceles triangle, we know that this angle is going to be equal to this angle here, because the angles, except the angle enclosed by the two sides which are the same length, the other two angles are equal. Therefore, we can do 45 divided by 2, which is equal to 22.5 degrees, and that's our angle X. Right, in this next question, angle X is enclosed by two regular octagons. Find the size of angle X. Well, in the last question, what we did is we worked out that the sum of the interior angles was 1080 in an octagon. And we worked out that each interior angle was equal to 135 degrees. So that was back from the last question. Therefore, we can label that this angle here in this octagon is 135 degrees. And that this angle here is 135 degrees. And what we can see is that these three angles here make up angles at a point. And if you have angles at a point, the sum of those angles is going to be 360 degrees. So what we can do is we can do 135 multiplied by 2, which gives us 270. And then we can take 270 degrees off from 360, and that'll give us our angle X. So our angle X is 90 degrees. Okay. So that's sometimes what you will get is you will get polygons which are put together, and you will need to find the angle enclosed by them. Right, question 5. In this question, we're being given a part of a regular polygon. It hasn't given us the whole shape, and it wants us to find the number of sides. Now, one important thing when looking at interior, we've got an interior angle which has been labelled as 14x, and we've got an exterior angle which has been labelled as x. So we know that, basically we know the interior angle is 14 times bigger than the exterior angle. And what you can see by this figure especially is that interior angles and exterior angles lie on straight lines when you put them together. Which means that the exterior angle plus the interior angle is going to be equal to 180 degrees. And therefore what we've got is we've got x plus 14x equals 180. 15x is equal to 180. And to find the value of x, which will find us our exterior angle, we just need to divide by 15. And if we divide by 15, we get x equals 12 degrees. And we know that earlier we said that exterior angles in any polygon add up to 360. Therefore, we can do 360 divided by 12, which equals 30. So we know that this polygon, regular polygon, is going to have 30 sides, because each exterior angle is 12 degrees, 360 divided by 12 is 30. So it's got 30 sides. Right, okay, so in this question we've got a regular pentagon, and it wants us to calculate the size of x and y. First, I need to find out what those two angles are going to be equal to. Well, it's a pentagon, so it's 5 sides. We can take away 2 times 180. And that's going to equal 540. We then divide 540 by 5 to find the size of each interior angle, which is 108 degrees. Therefore, we know that 8x plus 2y is equal to 108. And we know that 4x plus 4y is equal to 108. So what we've got here is we've got two equations, we've got two unknowns, which means we've got simultaneous equations. And we need to multiply one or both of them to make either the x's or the y's the same. And you could do either one here. I'm going to choose to multiply the top one by 2. But you could do it the other way around. That'd be absolutely fine also. And if I multiply 8x plus 2y by 2, what I'll get is I'll get 16x plus 4y equals 108. No, not 208, 216. Remember to times the numbers as well. And I'll get 4x plus 4y equals 108. Because what I was doing is I want to make the y's the same, or the x's, so I can eliminate them. And because they're both positive, I'm going to need to subtract in order to get rid of the y's. So 16x minus 4x is 12x. 216 minus 108 is going to be just 108. And then I can divide by 12 in order to find my value of x. And 108 divided by 12 will give you 9. So we know that x is equal to 9. Now we put our value of x into one of the earlier equations. I'm going to probably choose this equation here. So I know that 8 times 9 is 72 plus 2y equals 108. And I'm going to take off 72 from both sides. So if we take away 72, we get 2y equals 36. And finally, I'm going to need to divide by 2. And if I divide 36 by 2, I will get y equals 18. So that's an example of a question. So you do need to know about simultaneous equations. I have got another video on that if you're struggling with that. But yeah, you can see this is just showing you how it can be worded a bit differently. And yeah, you could get simultaneous equations in angles in certain questions. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you found that helpful. If you like the video and like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. And for practice questions, visit www.mitchellmathsandscience.com. The link will be in the description.